Hello.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back to Kerbal.
Indeed.
0.17.1.
Is this a new one?
Since we last played, yes, it is. Not too much different, just bug fixes mainly.
Alright.
0.18 is coming at an indeterminate time in the future. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, something like that.
Anytime, really.
Yeah, anytime. So today we're going to go to Duna if we can.
And which planet is
Okay, so Duna is... Let's just... They're orbiting. What are they doing orbiting? Right. Interesting. Anyway, Duna is... this planet. The red one.
Right, it's pretty far away.
It is, but it's sort of a common first planet to go to.
Why?
I did not mean to go into that ship. Wow.
They're freaking out.
They are. Anyway, so...
We'll just leave them there.
Yes. And I have built a new ship in my other save, but I've just copied it over to this one to make it easier. I didn't want to have to build it again, because frankly, it's never gone well trying to build a ship again. So here it is. We've got a parachute. We've got parachutes. We've got the 3-man capsule.
Why so many parachutes?
For going to the planet. Just because landing on Duna may not go according to plan if we can't slow down fast enough. The parachutes will help us.
Okay.
So they're separate stages.
Alright.
They go off first.
Okay.
And yeah, the 3-man capsule, not the best to have going interplanetary. It's a little bit heavier than the other ones. But I thought, you know, might as well go all out. Some of the ASAS and the RCS, it's a little bit... Most people don't seem to put them on for an interplanetary flight, but I'll keep them on. This was before I could actually go to planets, so this whole thing isn't really made for going to a planet, but it works. So I'm going to keep it that way.
Okay.
And yeah, there really should be one of these in the middle, and tiny of those ones, the little tiny ones there.
Why so small?
Why so small?
Yeah.
The lander.
Yeah, well, why do they need the small ones?
Oh, because you don't need that much thrust to go to another planet. And it uses a lot of fuel, it's a lot of waste of fuel. Really, this should be our last stage, but we're actually going to, if we manage to come back, we'll be going back on these.
Right.
Yeah, we should be going back on these, but we'll probably end up going back on this. And it's not the best for interplanetary flight, these are. Okay. So, I've done a lot of securing and everything, but it still wobbles around a lot. These are fairly simple rocket design. The alternate ones go off, and then the other ones go off. So it's 2 sets of rocket boosters.
So that's 5 big fuel cylinders, is it?
Yeah, 5. One in the middle. I don't think the one in the middle goes off at the same time. It does, actually. Yeah, all of these go off at the same time, but the fuel goes into this one. So this will be around after they all go. They all go.
Right.
Except there's 4, I think it is, solid rocket boosters that don't go off at the start. They go off after these ones have finished, or those ones, whichever ones are the latest ones.
Okay.
But apart from that, I've put some little nozzle RCS on. They're actually not that good. I don't like them very much. I was supposed to actually, before doing this video, look up how to get them to go forwards and backwards, they don't seem to actually have any direction to them, which means that if I want to use the RCS to go forward and backwards, I can't because there aren't any on the bottom or the top of anything, and I can't put them on the bottom or top of anything. So unless I put like little flaps, like a little something on the side, but it's not really a good idea because I've got to go. Oh, I haven't put any ladders there. Let me just quickly, wherever they are, put some more up. And oh, there. Oh, that's a bit close actually. There. So I never really got to this stage before, so I haven't needed to put any more ladders on.
Right. So you've been doing a fair bit of testing with this one?
Yeah, quite a fair bit of testing. The ASS was originally there, but when I got to this stage, it was just rolling around too much, and I couldn't keep it steady when doing a burn. I had to constantly make maneuvers because it just wasn't staying still. So I moved it up here on the top, which is why there's so much gap. And the RCS fuel, I added that ages ago, but obviously didn't put any in. So we're just going to go for it.
Wait. We need to rename it.
Okay.
To?
What?
SandBiscuit.
SandBiscuit. Okay.
SandBiscuit.
Biscuit. One word, 2 words?
Capitalize it and make it one word.
Oh. Biscuit. That looks right.
That looks right from here.
SandBiscuit. Just that?
Yep.
Okay. Saved. And we can launch pretty much straight away. Oh, I've also installed one mod. Only one mod. The Lagsbane mod, which pretty much most people are using now. It'll actually be in 0.18 shortly. All that does is make sure that the physics can catch up. If something causes the game to go very slow, the physics can do what they need to do, and the ship doesn't just blow up or, you know, something crazy.
Oh, okay, right. So
it's very handy. So it may go in slow motion if something big happens, but it shouldn't.
Okay.
So we'll launch, clear it and launch. What we need to do first is do a little bit of calculating. Find out where Duna is in our little map, because it's a different save, so it might be in a different spot to where it is in my save. Yeah, it's a fair bit away. So we've got to have it basically within something like 50 degrees. Can you put in the speed at the bottom there? Yep.
Parking orbit?
Yeah, parking orbit to probably 130. And recalculate. And that just means that we've got to get into an orbit of about 130.
What do you want to know?
130,000 kilometers. I need to know the first diagram. What the degrees is.
The phase angle?
Yes, the phase angle. I need to know the phase angle. This is the difference between here and here in an angle from the sun.
44.36.
44.36. So I'm using a compass because I don't have a protractor to decide the angle. So it's about 110, something like that, degrees off at the moment. Oh, actually more like 130. I'm not reading it correctly.
This game just got a whole lot more complicated.
So I'm going to warp. I'm using keyboard warp because using the mouse warp is really dodgy, especially in this version for some reason. So just warping around, getting SandBiscuit and Kerbal closer to Duna.
Right.
It's going to take a little bit because this is the fastest warp and it isn't getting that close. We've got to get a little bit before that as well, because if we don't, we run the risk of missing it. Although I did actually miss it last time. I did a few test launches and test flights to Duna, and it actually did make it, regardless of the incredible distance from the actual. Okay, so it's still got like a little bit to go. So I was way off in my original test, but it still worked.
Okay.
Actually, my first test it didn't work, but in the other test that I did afterwards, when I actually had the compass to guide me. Oh, so I'm just trying to hold this up to the screen, and it's really tricky. Okay, so what do we need again? 50?
44.
44 degrees. Interesting. Okay, 44 is... It's at 50, so just a little bit more. Oh, gotta go one more to get it sped up. And let's stop it here and see what that did. Sun is there. Oh, can't even see my Duna at the moment. Okay, 40. It's still on 50. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit further. Okay, let's stop that there. I think it should be right now, or at least close enough. My hand's in front of Duna. There we go. Yeah, that's about 45-ish, so that's close enough.
Yep.
So now we need to get... Oh, wait. Yeah, we need to get into orbit, basically, straight away.
It's alright. It's only rocket science. It just needs to be
I'll just get this
in the
closer.
region. It'll be fine.
And get
Ooh,
myself
that looks
closer.
nice. What's with the
Yes.
coloration there?
What, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just normal. I think they may have fixed it a little bit since last version, but I'm pretty sure it was actually in there. We need to know this, by the way. We need to know this angle because we need to know the next angle when we're in orbit.
Ejection angle
The ejection angle, yes.
would be 150.
I just used the shadow. I mean, you're supposed to use like the orbit, but the orbit is the orbit direction is approximately where the shadow is, so it's fine. Just gonna go turn on the ASAS.
By the way,
Throttle.
we're using the interactive illustrated interplanetary guide and calculator for Kerbal's space program.
Yes, which I think a lot of people are using now because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of going to other planets. Still a bit guessy though. Oh, it's getting... Where's the
half the fun.
sun? Yeah, it's getting there. Anyway, so yep, that's fine. Tested it many times. We shouldn't have any problems.
They're flapping.
I can also use the quick saves, which I couldn't use before because we're using F9 for the video. I've changed the key now,
Okay.
so it should be fine. So if we get into orbit, we're quick saving, and we're not going to redo the launch if something goes wrong, because that takes way too long.
Yeah.
So we'll redo the launch if the orbit doesn't go as planned. But I've done a lot of orbits with this, and I know how to get up pretty quickly, a lot better than what we did before.
Okay.
So we'll go pretty much now. Very good. And as you can see, our rocket boosters, I almost said roosters then, going down very quickly. We've got these ones to go, so I haven't had it fail on me either, the rocket. Haven't had it explode or anything when going crazy speeds.
Nothing, not once.
Not once. So it does shake a lot, especially up here. It's a lot of weight up here. So
Yeah.
the bottom is... I used to have issues with these because I didn't tie them down properly and the whole thing spun out of control a lot. But that's also been fixed.
Okay.
Once that's done, I can take these out.
Lambles.
Let go of them. Yep, Genwise, Anoli, and Lambles. It's going up pretty high. Let's see how far we are. 20. Okay. So now we're at 13,000, so we're just going to start doing a turn here. And I'm not going to turn on the... well, actually, I am just going to turn on the SAS in a little bit. Just do it a little bit until we start turning. Turn a little bit more. It's following it now, so let's do a little bit more turning. Turning. And we're just gonna do... Oh, a little bit too much there. Take these out. Ooh, that was lucky. And we'll just... Oh, no. Go up a bit. There we go. And look, we've got to... Yeah, let's just go down. Straight down. So Apple this has gone crazy. 99,000. We're going up to 120-ish. So
okay.
This is basically what I'm doing is I'm using I don't know like what's so special about it, but basically if you do this, if you do an arc straight away instead of going up and then pushing forward, you get a much better kind of orbit. You get into your orbit a lot quicker and stuff.
Okay. Right. Good to know.
And it's a lot cheaper. Like we're almost at 1,500 meters a second, and that would be a problem. So we'll stop now, just so we get up to an orbit, because we wanted 130, so we'll do that. Keep ourselves on that angle, turn on the RCS. It's very hard to move this with the RCS because I don't have any RCS on this. There we go. And it's incredibly important to keep on that 90-degree angle when going to another planet, if it's on the 90-degree angle, because otherwise you can just miss it completely.
Right.
So I've got a minute to go till we get there. I'm going to do it a little bit before, say 30 seconds or so. In my other test, I actually had, I think, a full tank of this.
Mm-hmm.
When I can turn off the RCS, yeah. When I had, when I was ready to do my actual burn to go to the other planet. So hopefully I still have this one big tank here, because it's very handy. Almost there. Slowing down, of course, as well. It's very heavy on the top. That's why it's taking so much for this to get it into orbit, because it really should be quite quick.
Okay.
Getting there, 50 seconds-ish. And RCS cross, and we'll start it now. Go as fast as we can. It's moving the apoapsis out as well, so it's helping us a bit. Okay, 1,600. Got to get 1,000. Sorry, 2,000-ish. Get it out. I'm going to need you to recalculate that direction as well. Let's just get that on that line as again. Yeah, plenty of fuel. Perhaps is going out. 80, 90, 100, 112. Okay, that's incorrect. But where is that exactly? So it wants us. It really wants us to have a an even orbit, and I've completely screwed this orbit up. 113 by 200. So we're gonna go around in this orbit, and do a burn here to get us out to 232.